Welcome to Season 2 of Hey Emma, the podcast where a teen girl and her dad discuss the challenges and fundamentals of living a teenage life.
In Season 2, you'll find a plethora of new topics ranging from really serious to really uplifting and overall a really fun time.
So join us as we aspire to help many teens and their parents live a more fulfilling life. It's
Hey Emma. Hey Emma.
Hey Dad.
So today we're going to have a very quick episode. What do we call that?
A Minisode.
And it's going to be all about
Valentine's Day.
Here we go. Minisode. Should we do an ASMR episode?
Yes, we should do an ASMR episode.
We are not going to do an ASMR episode.
Oh, okay.
Nobody would hear us in the car. Hey, Emma.
Hey, Dad.
So, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. In fact, it's this Thursday.
Yeah.
So, I thought maybe we would start today's episode with a little bit of background about Valentine's Day. So, I'm looking at history.com because, you know, if you're looking for history, it might be a good place to start.
Yeah.
So, it says the history of Valentine's Day and the patron saint, which we have historically heard of as Saint Valentine, actually originated. There's actually 3 Saint Valentines recognized by the Catholic Church. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Well, there were. So apparently, Emperor Claudius decided single men made better soldiers than those with wives and families, so he outlawed marriage for young men.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
So Valentine's Day is about being single, not about being married, or?
Not yet. We don't jump ahead. So the guy who became the first Saint Valentine realized what a horrible injustice it was. He defied Claudius and continued to perform marriages for young lovers in secret. And when his actions were discovered, he was put to death.
Oh.
Kind of romantic, that guy, huh?
So that's what. No.
There you go. Now, there was another Saint Valentine who was imprisoned, and when he was imprisoned, he actually fell in love with a young girl, possibly his jailer's daughter, who visited him during his confinement, and he wrote her love letters, and those were thought to be the first Valentines.
Aww, that's cute.
Cute. And pretty tragic, because he also was put to death.
Yeah.
There also is a pagan festival that happened in February of every year, and that was called the Lupercalia Festival, and it happened around or on February 15th, and it was a fertility festival dedicated to Faunus, the Roman god of agriculture, and well as to the Roman founders Romulus and Remus. So the beginning of the festival, it was an order of Roman priests who would gather at a sacred cave where the infants Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome, were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf or a lupa. The priests would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. They would then strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them in the sacrificial blood, and take to the streets, gently slapping women and crops with the goat hide. That's gross.
Let's do that today.
It said Roman women welcomed the touch of the hides because it was believed to make them more fertile in the coming year. Yeah, well, that's the way it was. I guess that's history.
What?
And then it says later in the day, according to legend, all the young women in the city would place their names in a big urn, kind of like putting them in a hat. The city's bachelors would each choose a name and become paired for the year with that chosen woman. Many of those matches often ended in marriage.
Wow.
Yeah. Lupercalia, at some point, Christianity believed that the Lupercalia festival was unchristian-like, so it was outlawed by Pope Gelasius. But he declared that February 14th would become St. Valentine's Day, and then that was much later associated with love. During the Middle Ages, it was commonly believed in France and England that February 14th was the beginning of birds' mating season, adding to the idea that the middle of Valentine's Day should be a day of romance.
The middle?
I guess. That's what it says. Anyway, so that's kind of the ancient history of Valentine's Day. So what are your thoughts about Valentine's Day?
Well, I am always very, very excited for it. I think it is kind of like this very loving holiday, and I like having to like do all these fun things that are all derived from love. I mean, we do that every day, but like it's a special love day. Every year I don't have like someone to celebrate with besides my family and I guess my friends.
But we love you. Different kind of love.
Yeah. But but I still enjoy it so much. Like I'm so excited this year. I don't know why. I feel the love seeping into me, and I'm very excited.
Or is it oozing out of you?
Both.
Okay, good.
Ew.
How do we typically celebrate Valentine's Day? We typically do some pretty fun things around food.
Yeah, we would make like these pink Rice Krispie treats, and we would eat those. They'd be really good, and we would
Rice Krispie treats are always really good.
yeah, and then we would also make Valentines for each other. Valentines for each other.
Not Valentine's
No.
or Valentines.
No, we would make Valentines for each other, like just in the family. And then this year I'm also giving candy to my friends, one of my friend groups, like my close friends. And we're going to not celebrate, but I'm going to, say happy Valentine's Day to them. So.
Yeah, that's nice. Typically what we'd done before before kids, is your mom and I would have some special meal planned, and then I would always really go sometimes over the top with making a dessert for her that would usually be chocolate-based. It would be very highly decorated with whatever, because I love spending time in the kitchen working with chocolate.
Yeah.
But since, our lives got a lot more hectic, we don't have a lot of time to do that anymore. So today being Sunday, I did spend a lot of time in the kitchen, and there were pecan rolls, sticky buns, pecan rolls. But they took several hours to make, and they were really good.
Something else I remember that we do is we have chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I feel like one year we made them, but we usually just get them from the store because it's like the middle of the week.
They're actually really easy to make.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make. But.
Nope. We get good quality chocolate, and we get some strawberries, and we dip the strawberries in a little bit of sugar because that helps to start the decomposition process. I don't want to say decomposition, that's the wrong word, but it starts breaking them down so they start getting really juicy, and then you coat them in chocolate, and man, they are so good. But you got to eat them quick because they will lose their juices very quickly.
Yeah. Like, has your school, when you were in school, had they done anything for like Valentine's Day? Like,
I do remember that we did. It was carnations, so you could have a carnation delivered to whoever you wanted for Valentine's Day, and I believe it was 75 cents or $1 or
that's so cute.
I don't remember.
I would totally do that.
Yeah. I remember that morning of Valentine's Day, they would have just buckets and buckets and buckets of carnations, and people would buy them, and you'd have them delivered by person, and there was a little card attached to it, so you could either put your name on it, or it could be an anonymous gift for somebody.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I wish we could do that. I think carnations would be better than what we do now.
What do you do now?
In each school that I went to, we did something different. So in elementary school, we did just like, those paper Valentines, like the ones you can buy in bulk, and like candy and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that was back when we could have candy in schools.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? You cannot bring in outside candy anymore.
Yeah, that is so weird.
You can't bring in outside treats at the Lauren's school. You can't bring in any outside treats. You can't bring in candy. If you want to have any treats for the classroom, you literally have to buy them through the food service company that provides food for the school, because they provide school safe, allergy safe foods.
So weird.
Yeah.
But and then in middle school we did just like these lips, like lollipops. That's what they were, and like these little message things. So it's just like a card with a message and then a lollipop.
Oh, okay.
That was in middle school. I got a couple of those from my friends. Like there were a couple of years when we did it for each other. So, but then 8th grade we kind of gave up because we were done. And then now that we're in high school, we don't do like anything food related, but we do singing Valentines where it's like $5 though. But you get to, I think it's the Madrigals or some like a group of people from the choir gets to go to different classrooms during the day on Valentine's Day and sing for certain people. So
if a lot of people did that would keep the choir pretty busy.
Yeah, throughout the day.
Because you have a lot of kids in your class, in your school.
Yeah.
Was that 800 kids or 900 kids or something?
Yeah. Well, not everybody does it, but
well, yeah, but
and it's pretty expensive. I wanted to do one for the therapy dog at our school, but it's too expensive.
Yeah. That's kind of weird to have somebody come and sing to the dog.
Well, I mean, it would technically just be for the office, but the dog.
Yeah.
That'd be great, but I'm not going to do that.
It's kind of cool that your school has a therapy dog.
Yeah. I've only pet him once, and I haven't actually gotten to go to like the quiet room to hang out with him because I haven't needed to. So it's kind of nice. But,
yeah. But it's good he's there in case you need it.
Yeah. He's so cute.
So a lot of Valentine's Day is geared around romance, and we really haven't focused on that as a family because we focus on it more as a family thing, instead of a romantic thing. And your mom and I do something. We really don't. Actually, we don't do much for each other anymore as a romantic thing. It's more of because we've always recognized it as almost like a Hallmark holiday anymore because you buy a card, you get some candy, and here you go, I love you. Whereas we can do the same thing by just, making something and just celebrating it as a special day instead of having to go out and buy a card.
Yeah. I think it's interesting this year how, since Lauren has a boyfriend, quote unquote boyfriend, that
she's a little young. My God, she's 4th grade.
Yeah, but she bought like this candy dog with like a tag that says like "Be Mine" or something on there. I don't remember.
It was less romantic than that. It was something I don't know.
It was like dog swag or something.
I don't know. It was
it was weird, but it was like this Valentine dog with a heart tag, and it was made out of chocolate. So she got that for him.
She likes this kid, and he likes her, and they FaceTime each other most every day.
Yeah, or text each other. Yeah.
How about you in romance?
No.
Not gonna happen?
No.
Ever?
Ever. Not planning on it.
Yeah. Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. And what's why you don't like romance? Are you afraid of romance?
No. I got married, okay?
Yeah, that whole thing was funny.
We just got divorced recently. But
how old were you when you guys did that?
It was like the summer before 7th grade.
Okay. Yeah, so they had a mock wedding in our house, and he had gotten dressed up in a suit, and you got dressed up in a dress.
And it was all your clothes.
It was all my clothes, yeah, so it was way too big.
Yeah.
And he'd put on makeup, and the other neighborhood kids got around, and it was quite a funny thing.
And we have pictures.
Yeah, we have pictures. That's right.
That was not on Valentine's Day. That was over the summer. Our marriage
but that was your quote unquote marriage. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't plan on getting married, and I've heard like in the Catholic faith that if you date someone, you should consider actually seeing yourself with them before you decide whether you want to date them or not. Like,
true.
So I don't plan on marrying, so why would I date?
There was a point where, because I've dated girls on and off throughout high school and college and things like that, and there was a point where me the geek, the nerd. And then when I met your mom, I had this thought that I could see myself at 60, 70 years old, sitting on the front porch just drinking lemonade or iced tea or whatnot, and just holding hands, and I could see your mom and I doing that, and then I knew that she's the one that I wanted to be married to.
Yeah.
With the others, I could never see that. And the thought never popped into my head about whether I could do that. So.
Yeah.
But with your mom, I could see that.
That's cute.
So then
Yeah.
You just haven't reached that point yet. You haven't met anybody where you could see yourself. Actually, you probably haven't met anybody who isn't a stupid boy. We joke about that a lot, but the boys at the age, going through middle school especially, most of the boys are pretty, they're just, they're not very bright. they're not. And now, they're the end of middle school, the beginning of high school. It's all hormones, and they're still not very bright. And even the smartest kids are still,
they've got their dumb side.
They've got their. I don't know. It's hard to describe what it is, but you know it when you see it.
Yeah.
But you'll find someone. You'll find it somebody. Besides these TV characters that you have crushes on. There are several of those.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about them?
No.
Nope. It isn't going to happen.
Jack Dylan Grazer. It used to be Asher Angel for the longest time. Shout out to him. But yeah. Thomas Doherty's very nice, but he already has a girlfriend.
Oh, he's taken.
By Dove Cameron.
Ah.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Oh, well.
Yep.
I tried. No.
So, back to Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to do this Valentine's Day?
Well, I hope we can get a chance to make something or get something to eat, like Rice Krispies or chocolate-covered strawberries. But I'm going to be coming home late. Not, like, terribly late. You guys are going to be home way after me, but
Yeah, you still have an after-school project that you're working on, though.
Yeah, but it's only going to be like 20 minutes or so. But
Yeah, it's going to be longer than that.
oh, well, it takes 20 minutes to walk there and then 20 minutes to half an hour to do it. So
And then you got to get back.
yeah.
So it's going to be at least an hour.
But yeah.